we'll see the national champions from last year, the LSU Tigers, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Oregon Ducks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Ducks will boot it away to start the game. He'll bring it out. It's Durham. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. He'll ride his man on the option. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
It's so hard to force fumbles. And when you do, you so badly want to get them. You're crawling, you're doing whatever you can to get there as a defender, but the offense fortunate enough to cover it back up.
Sends it back in motion. They'll run the toss. Determined run, but he stopped after 2 yards down at the 13. One thing you can figure out from these tests early in the season, particularly a top 5 matchup like this, is where you are and just how far you have to go.
Yeah, and which is a talking point amongst your team. It's a prove-it game. Like, let's see where we stack up so we can start building throughout the rest of the season.
Going over the top. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game. Throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
Here's the give off the left side. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be 1st down.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Now it's 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. They'll leave it with him. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Quarterback on the keeper. Gets it past the marker. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21. You see the wheels on that guy? From Masoli to Mariota, that sort of defines an Oregon quarterback.
No doubt. Just a guy that can improvise, a guy that can make plays with his feet. And when he does that, opens up the whole offense and makes this team so much better.
The Ducks just got that huge run. They'd love another explosive play. Got him looking run. He wants to throw. Bought a little time, lets it go. Zings it complete to the right. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you even start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, well, he is hard to bring down.
The Ducks line it up with a 1st and goal. A designed run for the quarterback. And he runs it in for a score. Touchdown, Ducks!
I tell you what, this offense, man, we got a small sample size. We only had one game where they were unbelievable last game, but another score early in this football game. This offense is looking like a force to be reckoned with.
He'll bring it out. It's Durham. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. They'll try the run. Fights off the defender.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
And the Tigers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Off the RPO, complete. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down. Quarterback stands alone, all wide receivers. Johnson looking to throw. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
The Tigers now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays. And if you can just give them a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
The Tigers are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him! And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
We're already in the 1st quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Runs through the tackle. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And you toss the ball to your running back to get him on the edge and try to get some space, but my goodness, there wasn't any space. He broke one tackle, but still wasn't enough. More guys coming after him really fast. They got to give him a little bit more space to do some more damage.
He'll pull it on the read. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
And the Ducks will call on their punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. On the option. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long. So they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just wait for that one opportunity when you don't do your assignment.
And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the 1st quarter. to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter.
7, LSU, 0.
This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. Now the play fake. Trying to burn this defensive back. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
It's amazing to think just how confident this offense was coming into this game. They thought they were going to go up and down the field throwing the football in this one. That has not been the case. They have not yet scored a touchdown in this one. They just threw an incompletion on third down now, looking like they may have to punt. This offense has got to find their rhythm. But you've got to wonder about their confidence at this point of the game.
This drive will get underway from just inside the 35 at their own 34. The run to the right. He breaks a tackle. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
And not much running room. He had to break a tackle and still break another tackle to try to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not good blocking on the play.
But that's what coaches always emphasize, too. Never assume a teammate's going to make the tackle. You run to the ball, and they did it there.
100%, especially guys that are so big and strong and elusive nowadays. They're going to break tackles, keep swarming, keep hitting them. Next guy, don't assume the tackle's going to be made.
The Ducks come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Back to pass, it's Dampier. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. Fourth down coming up. The punt team makes its way onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. A low line drive and not his best work. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
When they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field, you saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though, how quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
Looking for a huge play. Touchdown, LSU! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
Well, one of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
And the sack all the way back at the 5. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. He might want another play. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. He's going to fire to the left. And the ball is caught. He's inside the 35. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. How about this change? Play it safe, don't make a mistake deep in your own end. Suddenly you're in plus territory and on the attack. Finding open areas. Oh, he's got some space. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get touchdowns.
The Ducks are flying down the field. Looking to throw, it's Dampier. He's going for the goal line. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
This is the area of the field defensively. It really doesn't matter what they've done to get here. You got to bow up, try to force the field goal. Nice job on 1st down and goal, getting them tackled to the ground.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the 1st half. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Quarterback sneak, trying to get a push. Sneaks it into the end zone.
And that's exactly what you want from your offense, man. Late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Durham. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Off the play fake on 1st down. With the catch, it's Berry. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Yeah, and that's tough, man. Golly, you got him wide open. And that cat can roll. You're not talking about, you know, a guy that's an average runner on the outside. You got to give him a little bit of a chance to run underneath that, put a little more air underneath it, but he just overshoots the limit.
Johnson wants to throw it. Rushes on him. Quarterback gets past the mark. Breaks into the open. Really nice job there to pick up the 1st down and get it to their own 41.
On the 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the 1st down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open, no problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what happened there.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23.
If I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
LSU with the 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw on 1st down. Pressure coming. And they'll wrap him up.
That is a nice job by the defense in a sudden change type situation. The play before, you just gave up a big completion down the field. So you got to try to stop the bleeding right away up front. Your pass rush comes through for you to create a negative play.
A shot toward the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down. The 3rd down's coming up.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
And they'll miss the connection here on third down.
Really nice third down sub defense there that time. It's third and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback. Now forcing the incompletion, setting up fourth.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
They get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. Fielded in the end zone. It's low. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. Offense has enough time to get off a play before we head to the half. The give to the tailback. Powers through the defender. There he goes. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. One more snap coming before halftime. Back to throw. It's Dampier. Here's the pressure. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. Go ahead and roll the dice to start this second half. They're lined up for an onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
They're trying to pounce on their opponent with the lead in the second half, trying to steal possession, but give the return team credit. They may not have been set up perfectly for that onside kick, but they're Johnny on the spot, and now their offense is licking their chops, hoping to go down to school.
And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. It's working. Why change it? And that running game was working in the first half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it here in the third quarter.
And you just know the offensive line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
They're dealing with a second and long. Back to pass. Got a man. It's Brown. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
They're down to the 35 on 1st and 10. Making side adjustments here. Back to throw. It's Dampier. Looking to the big tight end. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football, and a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Close to the marker, it's Brown. Touchdown, Oregon! A great catch and run for 6. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
And that's why this running back is so dangerous. It's not just handing him off the football, but he's a weapon in the passing game. You see his ability to catch it, turn upfield, make people miss, and find the end zone.
He'll bring it out. It's Durham. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17.
Offense will take over. First and 10.
They'll get this drive going from the 17. Wants to go up top on first down. Trying to make magic with his feet. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Give to the fullback. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17.
And the fullback breaks off a nice gainer there. No such thing as just 3 yards in a cloud of dust with this guy. He can make people miss and get you a play.
And the Ducks in a good spot here with 2nd and short. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
On the play.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
The Ducks are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Might be changing the route. On 3rd and short, trying to impose their will and move the chains. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. On 4th down, going to the air. Touchdown, Ducks! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Well, just as you would expect, that didn't take very long.
It didn't, Reese, and you've got to make great field position count. When you've got opportunities, you got to pay it off. And the offense took advantage, scoring a touchdown. Didn't have far to go, but they got the points they needed.
He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. A return there would have just been icing on the cake. They'll just have to settle for the cake at the 23. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
To the air, it's Dampier. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Well, it's a simple play. QB's just looking for his big fella, the tight end, and he couldn't reel it in.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Rides the back on the option to give. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's see if they decide to punt it. The Ducks will line up to punt it away. I wouldn't quite call it a shank, but that's not exactly going to go on the resume reel. And they'll let that one go, and it'll roll out of bounds. Opening snap of this drive comes from the 38-yard line. Wants to throw on first down. Safe completion on the screen. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch. And he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the defense.
And the Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Wants to throw on 3rd down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Hale. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. And you saw it right there.
Well, LSU receivers are known for their swagger. That is swagger well earned after that one.
You go outside and you make plays. Like, listen, you have swag, you have confidence, and you usually get a little bit loud, Reese, and be like, listen, feed me the rock. So many great LSU receivers in the past, and it's because of that swag.
They bring him down, but he's got a first and goal from the 10.
And, man, this quarterback is on fire this drive. They've run 5 plays offensively. He's thrown it all 5 times. He's 5 for 5, and now he has him down here on the goal line. Why not go 6 for 6 with a tutty?
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Just like to see the quarterback have a clock going off in his head, forcing him to get rid of that football. Can't take a sack on first down in goal-to-go situation and move your offense backwards.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Second and goal, no dice for this offense. If I'm on offense right now, I'm thinking about who are my mismatches? Who are my big bodies out wide that I can throw them the football and they can make a play over top of somebody.
Now third and goal and tough yardage to cover here. Quarterback will keep it. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
And he had the extra point to finish the drive. Still a lot of time to go here in the third quarter, but they want the ball back right now with an onside kick. Timeout called here by the defense is the first one they've used this half. They get the football, but I think they touched it too soon. Flag on the field, and I believe it's coming back. They were trying to steal a possession to draw a little closer in this game, but the ball didn't go 10 yards, so they'll take over the football with the lead. They'll need to show urgency to get another play off before the clock hits 0. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory.
LSU 17.
It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. He leaves it with his back. Turning it on! Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. He wants to change this route. Looking downfield, it's Dampier. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. Return takes it down to the 27-yard line as this defense is hungry for turnovers. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. They'll go to the ground. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional.
He's loose. The 30. He's at the... And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Tigers.
defensive line, give me a crack, I'll do the rest. How about the Jets, the speed? He just turns it on, going 70-plus to the house. What a huge play by the running back.
He'll set up to throw. Missed his receiver there. It's incomplete. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. So after getting into the end zone on that last drive, they're set to kick it away. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They're looking for an advantage to the right. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
And every coach in America has a plan for this situation. The first 4 minutes of the game, the last 4 minutes of the game. How I'm going to construct my offense. Most of the time, I got to be physical. Run the football like right here. Run that clock. Get a few first downs, and I can end this football game on offense.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. To throw, it's Dampier. Showing the arm strength down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. And the Ducks line up to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one.
This team right now showing you why they were the higher-ranked team coming into this game. Yeah, they were sleepwalking a little bit earlier. They knew coming in, David, they were going to be facing a really good opponent. Good teams don't quit, and they've come all the way back now to take the lead. And they had a pretty big deficit not that long ago.
And this is a good team they're playing. They're showing they're one of the better teams in the country. I mean, to battle back from 7 touchdowns down, like, not to blink, not to bat an eye, not to quit, they're proving why they're a great team.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield on first down. The short hands, it's Moore.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
Throwing right. Hauls it in. This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
And listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at second down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on first down.
Quarterback making checks. Looking for a man. It's Dampier. Got his man quickly. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And here we go, down to score. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Right down the middle. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And you don't see this very often. The big defensive lineman, you see these guys rush the quarterback most of the time. But how confusing is it, Paul, when it looks like they're rushing, they drop in coverage and make the big interception?
Well, I don't think that quarterback thought he could even make the play. How about the eye-hand coordination and his ability to snatch the football out of the air? I mean, that was crazy athleticism, well-deserved. That's going to make the highlight reel for sure.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Got the first down and more. What a good job to be able to pick up that kind of yardage when you're trying to finish off the game. 2-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. It's now 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. On the option. He'll toss it. Got enough space. Touchdown, Tigers. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
And defenses have to play responsibility football, and you can tell they had the quarterback, but how about the running back? They didn't even play it off the pitch, and he takes full advantage. They constantly put this kind of stress on you with this option, and the defense, they were not where they were supposed to be, and they give up the explosive touchdown.
Oregon, 28.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To the air, it's Dampier. Throws for the tight end. Catch in the middle, it's Casper. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down to the 41.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. They're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot into, and he throws an absolute dime.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go. Handoff from the gun. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. He stopped him at the 31, but not before. He picks up 10 yards on the play.
I love the play call by the offense here running the ball. The score is what it is right now. You don't have to panic. You don't have to throw it every single down. You don't have to go up-tempo. Just run your stuff. Be balanced. Run the football. Make sure this defense stays honest.
Here comes the heat. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The defensive back staying in phase and batting it away.
Late in the game, they've got the lead. They know the opponent's going to throw the football to all areas of the field. That time in the middle, he was right there. Almost came away with that interception.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Rifles it down the middle. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on. They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions had them staring at 3rd and 10. Scanning the field, it's Dampier. Catch in the middle, it's Moore. They'll stop him short on 3rd down, and this defense trying to make sure they stay on top. On 4th down, they'll pass for it. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. LSU just trying to run out the final moments. Give to the running back. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Leaves it with the back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Big play on this 3rd and long. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. Hey, no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a ball.
Kicks it high, and it's just hanging there as if it has helium in it and floating down toward the earth. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Back to throw, it's Dampier. Looking for the end zone. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. How much fun was that? I mean, you just dream of having games like that every time you go into the booth. I'll watch those two teams play anytime.
Yeah, that's what's fun about good teams. Really good teams squaring off. Like, there wasn't a lot of difference between these two squads. We could watch these every week. Love calling these games because they're competitive. Great talent on the field. Palmer, unfortunately, somebody had to lose.
Yeah.
entering settings screen you have 29 options. Menu narration option is set to off is selected.
Bye.